Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back, and today we got a brand new video. This time talking about the stimulus package that has been introduced and has a couple things in there that we're going to cover. And it's pretty basic as far as the things that really are matter on the surface level compared to the last CARES Act. And this is going to be called the HEALS Act and is going to include another stimulus check of $1,200. Most likely, all of this is still speculation a little bit, but it is on the floor. It is something that has to be voted on and all of that good stuff. But for right now, there's a $1,200 stimulus check involved in this HEALS Act, and that is going to be given the same parameters as last time. So basically, if you're making under $75,000 as a single filer, or it's like $150,000 as a married filer, then you will receive this check. Basically, if you received the last check, you will receive this one. And this time it should be extremely faster because they already have the infrastructure set up for these checks to be distributed and to allow these checks to just go straight into people's bank accounts, because it's basically going to be everyone that got one before, so it should be very easy for this to happen. But that is the stimulus check part. It's really nothing much to talk about. There is basically nothing. It's the same thing as last time in the CARES Act, and in the HEALS Act, it's just going to be identical. So another big change that they're going to be making is to unemployment. As we all may know, everyone on unemployment was getting $600 a week to be on unemployment to help them out, and as we've discovered, that is a lot of money because it made people more money to be on unemployment than to work. So as a way to incentivize going back to work and trying to get the economy kick-started again, they're going to be lowering that unemployment amount to $200 a week instead of that $600. So they're aiming for about 70% of your paycheck, of your normal income, to be covered by this, instead of, making it much, much more. They want to aim for that 70% goal to help people because obviously there could still be much needed help for this, as the job market needs to recover too, because hiring is not going to be the same like it was before all of this stuff and illness hit. So personally, I think that it is a good move to move the amount of money per week that you're going to get down to 200, simply because I've just seen way too many people quit their jobs and not even get fired or laid off, or hours reduced drastically because of this illness. It was mainly just people quitting because they would make more money, and because all of the parameters to qualify for unemployment went out the window with the plan. So because the biggest scare was that if you were to quit your job, obviously this doesn't last forever. This $600 a week was never going to last forever, and we're seeing right now coming up to the end. And if you went on this, your job's not secure. If you went back and tried to get rehired, they might have replaced you and moved on, and now you're just out of luck. And as well as this unemployment news, there's going to be some sort of incentive to get back to work. And one big thing from this bill to take away from is something that I'm a little upset about, is the working people, the people who've been working through this whole thing, who didn't go on unemployment, didn't enjoy the pay raise basically from unemployment, and didn't get to do any of that, and had to continue working and go through all that types of stuff, is that there's something being pushed back where Trump wants to enact the payroll tax cuts, which would basically give people who are working more money in their checks. It would take the payroll tax from the company you work for, and no longer require them to pay that for however long, and it would give you more money in your check every time you get paid. And the payroll tax is somewhere around 7 to 8%. It's somewhere between those two numbers. So basically that means you would get a 7 to 8% increase per check that you would get. and that would be instant. And obviously, the way the payroll tax cut would work would be to make the companies no longer need to make those taxes, to pay those taxes, and then force the companies to not pocket that money, but instead share it to their employees and get their employees more money in their checks and more money in their pockets. So that is the big topics of this bill, the HEALS Act. Obviously, it's that stimulus check that basically has these same parameters as last time. If you got one before, probably going to get another one. And there is the unemployment change from $600 down to $200 with some sort of back to work incentive. And then the payroll tax cut is something that I know Trump and the White House is pushing for, and that is something at risk of making this bill fail, because I know that the White House really wants this payroll tax cut to help the people who are working, as well as it will incentivize people to get back to work, take advantage of all these things, the back to work credits they'll get, payroll tax cut, increase in all their checks they'll get, as well as getting back to work. So I can see where that comes from that front. But this bill will be voted on, or has to be voted on, by August 7th. And if it's not voted on by August 7th, then it is basically going to just sit there and collect dust, because Congress goes on recess, or Congress and the Senate go on recess, meaning they're not going to be voting on any bills. So the bill is just going to sit there and wait while they come back from recess. Basically, if they don't vote on this and don't pass it or veto it or whatever by the 7th, then it's going to be another month probably by the time that they come back to it to vote on it and get something done. But if they do vote on it before the 7th, then the checks of stimulus checks will probably hit your bank account somewhere at the end of August, so it'll be rather quick. And I think a lot of people will get quicker than last time because, like we said, the infrastructure is there now. But that 7th is the key date. If we don't hear anything after the 7th, then chances are they just didn't vote on it, and you're going to have to wait that probably extra month to get anything. And that's going to be tough for a lot of people if, they're counting on this stimulus check or something to come in to help pay bills, because we all know the eviction protections are out. Although I think those might be getting extended over this bill. I haven't looked into everything. I know the main topics of the bill that we talked about, but there's a bunch of small things like the eviction protection could be coming back and extending, and then forbearance and like protecting mortgages could be extending and coming back. And I know a big thing included in this bill is a $100 billion dedicated to schools and school budgets to help schools do whatever they got to do to stay safe or do anything that they need. And then that comes with a stipulation that schools need to reopen in order to be eligible for that fund. So that's kind of a way to get the schools open, get everything kind of trying to get back to normal, and help people at the same time. So there's a lot of things going on in this bill. It is by no means a small bill, and we just scratched the surface with what the big points are. I'm sure there's a lot of things, small things hidden in there and shoved in different pockets. So we'll see once it comes out and comes through what we're doing. But we know the big topics of this check: the unemployment rate going down, or the unemployment check that you get going down. Schooling is in there, and possible payroll tax cut, because it is a big topic subject that the White House and Trump want to push through. So guys, let me know what you think of the HEALS Act, and if you think that another stimulus check is a good thing or you want it. Obviously, no one's going to turn down free money. And then what do you think of the unemployment bonus being cut down and trying to incentivize people to get back to work? And as always, guys, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe button. We're on the path to 1,000 subscribers. I'll see you guys in my next video.